Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give, and today I have a message coming to you, as always, coming from my life depending on what's going on with it. And today's message has been inspired by the kind of weird and unusual and kind of like just real low energy day that I was having yesterday, and kind of some realizations I came up with. So I wanted to start with kind of talking to you guys about kind of what was going on in my world yesterday that made today's message come to you, which is all about, don't let an unnecessary sense of hopelessness come between you and the realization of your ultimate vision. So here's me yesterday. I kind of found myself in this kind of quite low energy, kind of like, oh, can't be bothered, like I just need some time off, like, anyway, just kind of a weird, unusual day, for me. Usually I'm up and at 'em, I'm like constantly on the go, and I love what I do, and I'm doing what I love, and all that sort of stuff. But yesterday I reached this point again where it was like, I just don't really want to do this. It's just like I felt kind of overwhelmed, I felt a bit anxious, I felt like I just wanted to escape. Yet I had no energy or any real motivation or inspiration to like do anything really good. So I found myself kind of, just procrastinating over a lot of different things. And then I was like, this is stupid. I need to get out. I need to go to the gym. But I was like, oh, I don't really feel like going to the gym, that whole one. And anyway, I found a way of like just conning myself to get to in my gym gear and get to the shops, and I could like have a look around the shops, which I haven't done in forever, and then I'll be in my gym gear, I'll be where the gym is, and then hopefully I'll find a sneaky way of like making sure that I actually get to the gym. So that's what I kind of ended up doing, and I found myself like really just wasting time, distracting myself, just looking at different things at the shops that I really don't need and I really didn't even really want. And I was on a phone call to a friend of mine, and I was like, I just want to go to Vegas. Like, when are we going to Vegas? And I really felt like that's all I wanted to do yesterday, was just like escape, just like take off and just let loose. And I was kind of analyzing myself, because I was kind of letting myself have this kind of free time where I'm not working. But at the same time, like judging myself for being in distraction mode, because it wasn't like a fun thing that I was doing. It was like, oh, I just want to avoid responsibility. I just want to avoid like all the things I know I should be doing, and I want to take this time off. And I started really trying to analyze myself, but I was totally burnt out in terms of my mind, like just overthinking at this point. Somehow managed in a moment of weakness to like get myself to the gym, and I'm so glad I did, because whenever I get myself, my body kind of working and getting out to the gym, I always have these flashes of insight when I can kind of like go, okay, no brain required, just get into the body, just get into action, just get the blood pumping. I always have this like clarity, and and it gives me this kind of insight, and I made this realization. Which is really what I wanted to share with you guys today in today's message. And really what that was all about, what that realization was that the day before I had tapped into the highest level of inspiration, the highest level of inspired vision I'd actually ever had up until this point, working with a coach of mine, and I just got such clarity of vision. I was in tears of inspiration. And but what happened was, then I was like, how could I go from this to the next day feeling like this? And what I kind of realized after I got that kind of clarity after a great training session was that I had gotten attached to this ideal vision, which is way out there in the future, which totally inspires me at the deepest level. But then I didn't have a clear pathway as to how I was going to close the gap between where I currently am and where I want to get to. And so what happens in our human brain is that we kind of have this ideal vision, and then we have reality. And, our reality isn't matching this vision, this model that we're looking to grow towards. And all we can see is this massive blackness and kind of like, how would I ever get there? You know, how could I close the gap? Like, we don't have that connection point. We just have where we are and this huge idealistic, really inspired vision. And what happens is we get into a sense of hopelessness. We get into a sense of almost like a mild depression, because we feel like what we really want, what we really are inspired by, we start to lose faith that we can actually get there, because we see where we currently are and we don't know how we're going to close that gap. And what most of us do, which also can add to the equation of that hopelessness, is that we get into how-to mode. How am I going to make it happen? But we do it the wrong way round. We do it from this place of, okay, here is where I am. Here's where I want to get to. Now, how am I going to start edging my way up to that huge vision? Now, that methodology can actually work, but it depends how much of a giant leap your vision is that you're looking to move toward. If it's just like a kind of small goal, like that's fine, that's good. You know, stepping it out from where you currently are, how you're going to get to where you want to get to. Definitely need to be attached to the why and all that sort of stuff. But I had this moment of realization, and I had this flashback to an extraordinary way of doing this, which I learnt back in February from an event that I attended, Dr. John Demartini event, Master Planning for Life, where we really dreamed big. Like, this is coming from a guy who has 1,000-year vision for his life, you know, his legacy. So, you know, you can kind of think where you'd want to be. Like, if you pictured where he has got his vision to 1,000 years from now, you know, way out there in the galaxy, and if he compared it to where he is right now, where humanity is right now, he'd probably just get totally overwhelmed, totally, you know, like just in this sense of hopelessness. Like, how is that ever going to happen? This would need to be invented, that would need to be invented, blah, 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 all sorts of stuff, and probably wouldn't be realized. But one of the tools that we were taught at this event was to go the opposite direction, was to get really clear, get way out there. And we didn't go 1,000 years, we went 100 years. And we stepped into that vision, and then instead of going, okay, 100 years from now, when you're dead, you know, like tapping into your legacy, okay, and then back to reality right here on today's where I am. Okay, what's my first step? Are you kidding me? Like, how difficult that is, how overwhelming that is. And the reason is that who you are right now is not who you need to become in order to achieve that kind of vision. So what you do instead is think about it from that perspective, like that 100 years from now or wherever that vision is, and you step it backwards. What would have needed to happen right before I achieved that? And then right before that, what would have needed to have happened? And the reason why this works is because you step into a vision, you step into a higher version of yourself, you step into the person that you have become in order to attain that kind of result and vision, and you trust yourself, you believe in yourself, you are that person who can attain that kind of vision. You've already done the work to become it, and your subconscious doesn't really know the difference. So you put yourself in the shoes of the kind of person who you know can attain that vision, and you step your way back to your current self right now. Instead of trying to be this person as you are right now who wants this totally new set of results in your life, you know, instead of, trying to make that up as the person you are now, where your subconscious is like, are you kidding? You're not that person. You've never achieved anything like that before. Who do you think you are? You know, and you let that inner critic kind of get in the way and throw you off path, and you get overwhelmed, and you end up shopping for stuff you don't need, like I did yesterday. I'm feeling kind of like hopeless and in a state of mild depression. And all of this being said makes me incredibly grateful for the tools that I continue to accumulate throughout my journey. Because had I not, say, attended that event and really got to work, one-on-one with Dr. John Demartini to really he helped me, guide me through that process, through that tool, to actually utilize it in my life and not get overwhelmed and actually realize my grandest visions, had I not, stocked my tool belt up with that tool, albeit in the back of my subconscious initially, it would take me maybe days, weeks, months, years, maybe never to actually make that realization that, oh, I'm just going about it in the wrong direction. And instead, if I didn't have that tool, I might just go into hopelessness mode and be like, who am I kidding? Just live a normal, mediocre life. You're not special. You can't achieve your dreams. Your inspirations are too idealistic. You'll never have it. Instead, I was able to, that's my job today. I'm going to dive more deeply into this process for myself today. But just making that realization and knowing I've got the tool in my tool belt has been enough for me to get to this place of empowerment. Know I can do it. Now I'm going to go do the work. So that's the power of, having that tool in your tool belt. So instead of it taking months, weeks, or years, whatever, it's taken me one day. It's taken me 24 hours to go, I don't like feeling this way. I want to feel empowered. Oh, now I got it. Now I remember I've got that tool in my tool belt. Now let's pull it out. Now let's work on it. Now let's use it so that I can get out of this, disempowered state and get into an empowered state where I'm actually going to attain my ideal vision. So all that being said is the absolute reason why I developed the Limitless Potential Academy monthly masterclasses, which I am so excited are launching in 4 days from now. Only 4 more sleeps, and I'm bringing to you guys the very first training. And for those of you who I've spoken to, I know a bunch of you have already signed up, and a couple of you were like, yeah, the masculine and the feminine energies. I just want to say right now, I was having these massive dreams last night, and I was like, yeah, I really want to do, I had this training set up. It'll be the second month's training around the masculine and feminine energies and how to utilize them for greater levels of authenticity, getting into alignment, and also attraction. Super, super powerful. But I had this dream and it kept me up last night, woke me up at 2 a.m. I was up for like an hour. I was so energized. I was so awake. And I was like, oh my God, should I just get out of bed and just get going now? And I was like, I forced myself back to sleep. But all that being said is because I have decided that the very first training that I want to give to you guys is the number one thing that I was introduced to when I entered personal development that got me on this journey. And I can't wait to share that with you and dive seriously deep with you. So all you guys who are already on board, oh my gosh, get prepared. June 13th here in Aussie time. It'll be June 12th for you guys in the States and most places around the world. But I'm so excited to bring this first training to you. It is going to blow your mind. It is going to take you to a whole new level of your limitless potential, empower you, and it's all about those tools. So the whole purpose of the monthly masterclasses is to consistently and continuously stock your tool belt up so that in moments of disempowerment throughout your life, whether they are in your career, in your mission, in your finances, in your relationships, in your health, wherever it is, I want you to have momentary disempowerment and extreme empowerment by knowing and being able to draw upon all those tools that I'm going to be stocking you up with, which I stock myself up with each and every day. That's why I go to I do a lot of online courses. I attend a lot of face-to-face courses. I go to many, many different events. I learn from the masters. I interview them. I pick their brains, and I get only the best of the best that I've used personally myself. I simplify it, I systemize it, I go even deeper on the stuff that really matters, and I deliver it to you guys so that you can stock your tool belts up and live a totally empowered existence. That's what the masterclasses are all about, and I hope that you are going to definitely come and join us. I'm so excited about, oh my God, all that's ahead. Okay, so got to control myself. 4 more sleeps. Jump on board. Can't wait to share that very first training with you guys. Super pumped and excited. And I really, really hope that today's message has really resonated with you, and it'll let you know that next time you get that real clarity in your inspired vision, and then you might have a momentary kind of collapse into this hopelessness, like this overwhelm, this anxiousness, like how am I ever going to make that happen? you will be reminded of doing it in the reverse order. And I will happily share those tools directly with you guys, and that's all going to be in the masterclasses. So if that is of interest to you, you better come on board and join. And definitely I want to jump in and check in with you guys. Have you got any questions? Have you got any comments? Have you got any words of wisdom that you want to share with us right now? I'd love to check in with you guys. So, or just say hi. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. I always get super excited to hear about that. But let me see. I've got Stephen and Alexandria, yay, and Riyadh, awesome to have you, and Dennis, much love to you, Riyadh, and Alexandria and Charles, love it. You guys totally rocked my socks off with your kind post today, Alexandria, and finding that butterfly, Charles. Much love to you guys, and Ibrahim's here, and Paulie, and Aiden, and Gary's here, and Kenneth, and Sean, and Renee, and Alexandra. You got to play 2V, cheeky monkey. Absolutely. And it's kind of the challenge that I can find myself in at times because of how inspired I am by the work that I do. I literally work like every single day. Like, I don't know what day of the week it is. Like, every single day is the same to me. But sometimes I guess I fall short on scheduling in some like do nothing time, and that's why I felt a bit guilty about it yesterday, because I also knew it was a distraction. It wasn't like, let's go and have some fun. It was like, I'm distracted by the hopelessness that I had generated within myself. So absolutely, Alexandria, let's do a Vegas trip. I want to like meet you guys in Vegas. I'm really pumped to do it. So keep that in the tool belt. I hope you guys will be interested. Have some fun. And Huss is here. Awesome to see you. And Aza and D Leon. And Riyadh's here. Oh yeah, I already said hi, Riyadh. And Vinayak and Josyu and Ivy and Deb and Alexandra, hyperspace mode. Yeah, actually I don't know what you're talking about, but I probably said something, and if I had read your comment back then, I probably would have understood. But Frank's here, and Alex and Jolene and Lewis and Belinda and Alexandra, hashtag everything is connected. So true, absolutely. And Patrick's here, and hello to you, John, and Mare, and Marco, yay. And Alexandra, oh my God, so excited for Masterclass Magic. Oh my God, I'm so excited as well. I can't wait to share with you guys. Oh my God, super excited. And Marco, woohoo, absolutely. And Matthew's here, and Spady, and Anthony, and Alexandra, begin with the end in mind. You got it, absolutely, because if we don't, but it's not just like begin with the end in mind and then come back here. It's like, if it's really big, if it's you're going big places here and your current self is like, oh, I don't quite relate to the person who has those results just yet, then you definitely want to start with the end in mind, but you also want to go step 1 with the end in mind, step 2, and kind of pace your way back to reality right here, right now. So absolutely, I love that. And CK's here, and Julie, and Alexandria, yes, Vegas, baby. I love it, can't wait. And Simon from Mexico, awesome to have you, Simon. And Anthony, hello to you. And Mohammed, awesome to have you. So guys, I'm really hoping that today's message has resonated with you, and it will remind you that when we tap into our most inspired vision without a clear pathway for its realization, and particularly from working your way back, we can get stuck in comparison between, where we currently are and where we want to really get to, where that idealistic kind of vision is, and that can put us into this kind of state of mild depression and hopelessness, and because it's really due to that seeming lack of connection between the two, and we don't relate fully to the kind of person who could attain that really amazing inspired vision. So I hope that today's message has served you, and it will wake you up. Maybe the next time you kind of find yourself in that hopelessness, not fully trusting or believing that you can attain your dreams, that is death to the soul. So I hope that this wakes you up, reminds you next time you're in that position, and I really hope that you're going to come on the journey of the monthly masterclasses so I can continue to stock your tool belt up with only the best tools, most valuable ones that I personally find myself as the guinea pig using, and I want to support and help you so that you live a truly empowered and enriched life that is constantly moving in the direction of your limitless potential. So definitely click the link above, join me in there and the rest of the team. I can't wait for our very first training in 4 sleeps from now. Oh my gosh, super excited. And last little comments here. Hello to you, Paul and Marlise and Julie. You are so welcome, my friend. Grateful to have you here. As always, guys, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I really hope that today's message has empowered you and you're going to come on the journey for the monthly masterclasses. Cannot wait. Sending you guys all of my love.